So what is going on, my stargazers? I know you guys are doing good, even if not my, even if no, 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 even if it doesn't feel like that right now. And again, I know it's easier said than done, but just take my word on this, because today, if it's a bad day, it's not gonna last like that. But if you are in a moment of having a bad day, and it is unchangeable on what you can do, just know that you can always change your day by doing something that you love or doing something that makes you happy. And even if you can't, allow these emotions to go ahead and be felt. Because the fact that you are alive, the fact that you can feel, that is a huge blessing, in the sense that you are alive in the most greatest time to be alive. So ask yourself too, what is bothering me? Why am I upset? Did someone walk away from you? Did you not get that job opportunity? Did you not get that, what's the thing where they pay you and they give you a higher pay? It's in my mouth, literally. It's at the tip of my tongue. But you know what I mean. But it's like, no matter what you're going through, everything happens for a reason. And ultimately, the things that came against you, the things that maybe have turned your world upside down. In my world, I like to say, you know what, I bless them, and you know what, I say thank you, because that meant it did not change me. It meant that you could not go ahead and, yes, you may have hurt me, but you know what? I still rose. I still chose to go ahead and not be bitter. I still chose to not go ahead and be hurt to hurt other people. I chose to go ahead and be better, not for anyone else, but for myself. So this message is going to be for those who are feeling alone right now. If you're feeling isolated, if you're feeling like, you know what, maybe friends have walked away. But I'm also getting a sense of you to ask, in the sense of a scenario of, I'm getting a close friend. This could have been a close friend of yours who was very close to you, but let's just say, for example, whenever this friend would hang out with different friends and you were invited, it's just like this friend would act very different with you. They would go ahead and maybe put you down or make jokes, or maybe there was a secret that you had told this friend in confidence, and this friend went ahead and blurted it out as a joke, kind of like not saying anything but saying it really. And it's kind of like, it wasn't cool. You made it very clear that not to do that, and it's like, it was very obvious that maybe they talked behind your back and that. But you know what? I'm not saying that you shouldn't forgive. You always forgive, because you know what? Everyone is on their own life journey. But I'm getting that whoever this message resonates for, whether it be in this type of scenario, you need to ask yourself, is it really worth going back to things that have not changed? Is it really going back or being the one to make the effort in a relationship, no matter what type of relationship it is, if you're the only one always making effort? You need to go ahead and have respect and dignity for yourself. Is it going to be a lonely ride? It can be at first, but it's like you're building up the momentum. You are building up the energy to go ahead and start calling in your tribe. And you know what? Just because you're not getting the message, or you're not getting the results or the answers that you want right away, it does not mean that it's not gonna happen. It does not mean that it's not coming in. So I'm getting people who start a journey, and it's like, I want you guys to ask yourselves right now, if you had a New Year's resolution, how many of you have kept to your New Year's resolution? And how many of you have not kept to what it is that you said you were gonna do? And I'm getting that there needs to be this inner work, where you are doing the inner work of basically, like, in my world, I don't like to go ahead and say that there's any, because I mean, there are situations that can happen, but in my world, it's like, you know what, even if someone comes against me, if someone wants to go ahead and pick on me or make fun of me, that's fine. It's not going to affect me, but I make it a point to go ahead and still be myself. You are not going to make me feel inferior. You're not going to make me feel like I have to bow down. It's like, no. But it comes in more in a sense where I have even an empathy for people who are maybe bullying others or who are bullies, because it's like, we are still one. And if you hear any heavy breathing, guys, don't mind my little puggy, Salem. He is right here with me, but I actually have to get him on Ripley's, believe it or not, because I think he is the pug with the biggest tongue. But continuing back into the message, what I'm saying is that you don't have to go ahead and get even. You don't have to go ahead and, yes, people may have hurt you. Yes, maybe it was not fair. And people always say, oh, well, life isn't fair. And you know what? If that's what you want to say, that will be the world that you get. And I guess what I'm trying to tell you here is that you need to go forward. You need to go forward, not for wanting to have a good life for your family, not wanting to have a good life for whoever it is around you. It's about now truly having love for yourself. And I'm getting that you may feel that you're alone. I'm getting that you may feel like, oh, well, yeah, that's nice, because it's like, at the end of the day, after this message makes me feel good, it's like, I'm probably going to go back to like feeling the way that I felt. And yes, you probably will for right now. But I'm telling you little things that you can do to go ahead and get out of that funk, because you know what? Yes, you can wish. Yes, you can manifest. Yes, you can do the things. But the thing is, you have to go forward doing whatever it is that you love. But the only way you're gonna get the breakout, the way that you're gonna manifest, the way that you're gonna raise your energy is by ultimately doing so for the love of yourself. You have to have a love for yourself. And I'm not saying that you're conceited or you have to be conceited. No, it's like, you know, I love myself to know that I'm not going to put myself in a situation. I love myself to know that, yes, I may love drinking soda, but you know what? I maybe need to pull back on the soda. Or you know what? I love myself to know that I am deserving and worthy of being successful and having all the nice things that I want because I have the love for myself. Yes, you may want to do that for your family. Yes, you may want to go ahead and be all that you can to support all those around you. And that is not wrong. That is very beautiful. But you need to go ahead and have a love for yourself to know that you are worthy, you are deserving, and that you, most importantly, were never disconnected from the source. And in a world where everything is meant to be competitive, it is fun if you want to put yourself in that world, yes. But ultimately, know that if you are doing something, maybe there's another product out there that you want to create, and it's like there's a similar product, that is fine. Because in this world, in this collective, God has enough for everyone. Dios tiene para todos. Is that there's basically a lot of emotions right now, and you know what? This is giving me like a final purge. And yes, it may feel like it's hard, but you know what? Ask yourself, how far have I come? And again, I always say this, progress is not for other people to tell you what progress is. Progress is what you deem progress for yourself. It's about saying, you know what, it may not have been a lot for that person, but you know what, they were not walking in my shoes. And I know that I have made progress. It may not be a lot, but you know what, it's a step forward. And even if you have the mindset to want to be better for yourself and to do different and to do good, that is because you want to. That is progress. But now I'm getting to the sense of it's time to take it up another notch. It's time to take it to another level. And if this video finds you, it's about you stepping into your power now, knowing that, you know what, you may be alone or you may be isolated, but the truth is we are never alone. You have a whole field of angels, fairies, dragons, however it is that you choose to believe in it. Because to even say that we have all the answers is very ignorant. To say that we know it all is very ignorant, because the thing is, there is going to be an infinite amount of truths. And just because you may have a certain truth on one subject does not mean that there cannot be other truths. But right now, it's about living in a truth where everyone is loved and respected, because the moment that we get to a world where there is more people who are acting on evil impulses, who are acting evil and who are staying rude and ugly, and it's like they don't even care to hide that no more, that is when you are needed to step forward. The ones who are hiding in the shadows, the ones who are quiet, the ones who are isolating themselves, you guys need to step forward now, because that'll be the moment that the world may come to a form of, I don't want to go there, but I guess you guys can get the idea. But the point is, they're no longer hiding it for the people who want to stay in that frequency. But the thing is, they're going to stay in that frequency. They're not going to go up or that. They're just going to stay stuck. And if you don't want to deal with that, raise your frequency up and calling back your energy by not going ahead and not saying, okay, for example, if someone is gonna come at you and they come at you, Speak your truth, but you only need to speak your truth once. Don't continue arguing because you're feeding your energy. So go ahead and say your truth, do it with love, and come back. And again, if you act accordingly, I'm not saying that you don't defend yourself, but know when to pull back, because it's better to have, as my grandma would say, to have one idiot than two. So you don't have to get the last word. You don't have to. You just go ahead and you put in the work for yourself. Sometimes roles are meant to be walked alone, but they're the most beautiful. And you know what? I can go ahead and tell because I'm not embarrassed. I've had my own journey where I have felt isolated, where I have felt alone. So I know these are words that are not just said. You find a strength within yourself. And I'm getting a left ear ringing. So you guys can be getting a left ear ringing. Okay, so I don't want to get you onto this because then I'll start rambling. But yes, guys, you are not alone and you have your guides. And even if you are very spiritual and you're connecting with your guides, they may not always come in when you want. But again, it's like they want you to go ahead and realize that you need to go ahead and choose whatever it is that you want to do. Don't ask for... You can ask, but don't ask in the sense of like, what do I do? Because the thing is, they're saying you're here living in the greatest time. You have the choice on what you want to do. You know what you want to do. But maybe there's a fear because you're scared of leaving your boundary, leaving your box. And they're saying, fly, little bird, fly. 444, you are protected. You are sealed. And the moment that you bless other people who come against you, you build a shield of protection. And that's what they want me to go ahead and say. That is a secret too that I've actually learned, is that you never go ahead and wish anything on anyone. Leave justice to the creator. But the moment you say bless you, that can go in two ways actually. We'll talk about that for another time. But in the way that most people will understand in this sense, for this type, is that you're blessing them in a sense of like, God bless. But that can go both ways, but I'm pretty sure you're going to mean it in the way that you only know of it as. But that's going to come off and put a shield around you of protection, basically. But let's get into it and see what confirmations want to come through. You guys could be seeing the colors red, yellow, blue. I'm getting something with the Mexico flag, girls. Green, white, red, and I'm also getting Italian. So you could be Italian, you could be Hispanic, or maybe you have those flags, or you carry a jersey, or something with like a soccer team. Girls, getting the symbol of the star. Let me get a significant right now. So in this collective, whatever falls and it lands face down. Kidding. I usually say that is what we overcame. So I will put that to the side. Okay. So we got the Empress, number 3, to the side. So, and I did say the color is red. I think I said blue, or I don't know, but I'll have to go back and watch this part to see if I was right. Imagine. But what this is giving is... Okay, so I'm very proud of you guys. Right away, what I'm getting is that, you know what? You know more or less how everything has played out. You know that, yes, you may be in alone, but it's like you have learned the lesson that it is better to be alone than with bad company. And it's like you're learning to go within, you're learning to finally step out of your boundary even more. And it's like someone who is writing, someone who is speaking up, someone who is doing whatever it is that they want to do now. It's like you're doing the steps, but it's like you're probably not seeing the results of how you want to see it. And again, you are not going to see the results right away. You have to build it up, because it's like energy. We are all energy. You have to build like the energy ball. You have to build that momentum. So remember, even if we don't know each other, you have a family here, and I do this for a living where I come from, and I'm very abundant, and I want to go ahead and teach the ways of how it is that you can get there. Has my journey been easy? No. And I'll do this for another video too, because that can, it's a whole nother conversation. But It is a beautiful love that I can't explain, and I'm not always perfect, and I have my moments where I know that, you know what, I may get angry, I may want to lash out, and it's like I'm learning that I don't have to stay there or I don't have to act in that way. And I realize that I'm not alone, and I have friends in the unseen realms, and believe it or not, the trees, the birds, the animals, or even like the grass and everything around me, it has been alive, but that has been my friend. And I learned to listen to her. It might sound crazy, but you know what? We live in a crazy world, and you know what? My stage name is Neurotic, so that should say a lot, girl. But yes, going back into this is that you have, it's going to excellent communication. You're learning to now be optimistic, because it's about you knowing that, you know what, the Empress can create, the Empress can go ahead and just say it and it happens, you know. And it's like you were the Empress because you are impressing, girl, you know what I mean? So maybe you're wanting to call in love too, but it's just like, do not settle, have your standards up. Do not just go with something because it's giving you the form of attention. And you know what, I'm also getting, this is just kind of random, but you were probably talking to someone, and it was like you felt like this was the best connection, the best bond in whatever senses, but it's like this person walked away for whatever reason and you have not heard from them. That is okay, because you know what I'm getting is that that person came to go ahead and maybe snap something into you, in the sense of like, you know what, I really do need to love myself, because look at how I got affected when this person did stop talking to me for a while, or this person stopped talking to you, confirmation from Salem. But like, as if they did stop talking to you, look at how far that may have affected you, where you thought you were going forward, but it's like you feel like you made all this progress, but one little slip or one little trigger like that can go ahead and make you like relapse into a form of like getting anxiety, crying, or feeling like all these emotions again. And the thing is, maybe that needed to happen because you needed to see that you're not fully healed. You needed to see that you're not fully where you are needing to be, and that is the reality check that needs to happen. You could be seeing the Nike symbol or check marks around you, but that needed to happen because you needed to go ahead and let these emotions surface out, because where you're going, babe, these emotions, these energies, again with the frequency and levels, they cannot go where you're going. And that is going to be somewhere to infinity and beyond. Xenia, imagine. Let's see what else. You guys can be seeing the number 43 or the number 3, of course, but I'm getting 43. So we got the Ace of Wands. So this is confirmation with me in the sense of you feel that you're experiencing delays, because it did come back in late. Delays. There is a lack of motivation right now, but that's why I'm saying how I said this is the moment that you need to take it to the next level. And you know what I'm getting to is that you have elevated in frequency vibration, because if you were doing the work, and this is only if you're doing the work, you may wake up with your room looking smaller sometimes, or things may seem different, and maybe you are recovering from a cold, maybe you're recovering from, you're getting headaches or stuff like that, but nonetheless you have elevated. But it's like you feel like have done the work, or you're putting in the work, but you're not getting the results, you're not seeing anything, and it's like, oh, I don't want to do this, because even something that I love now, it's like, what's the point? But if you truly love something that you're doing, you don't expect to see the reward or the results. So that's something you need to question too, and ask yourself, am I really doing something that I love? Because that's something that does not ever leave you. So again, if you're feeling a lack of motivation, and let's say that you do love something and it's just like you just don't have the motivation, well, I'm being told to tell you that this is the time that you need to go even harder. Don't let the delays or the setbacks make you think that you've not made progress, because what happens after the storm? You get the rainbow. And this is giving that type of energy. So you guys could be seeing rainbows. You guys could be seeing iridescent. It could be raining, or it could be cloudy where you guys are at. I'm getting someone who works with herbs, someone who is an herbalist. I'm getting someone who has the green hand, or the green thumb, as they say. You could be moving lands, you could be moving, or you know what? I'm also getting that you have created now a foundation. So it may feel like you're at zero, but the thing is, you're not at zero anymore. You are on the foundation. It's like now you're gonna start building. You have put in the work to get the foundation, and now that you have the foundation, you can start creating. But again, you're building up that energy to go ahead and call it whatever it is that you want. Queen of Swords, right away, this is telling me now to go ahead that you need to be strict. You need to go ahead and put clear boundaries. You need to go ahead and be direct. And it's not saying that you have to go ahead and necessarily be the B word, but it's going ahead and saying, you know what, that doesn't resonate with me. You may want to go party with your friends, or you may want to go out and do something, but it's like that will always be there. And it's coming more in the sense of, I'm not saying to go enjoy yourself, but I'm saying to know when and how to go ahead and pull back, but to go ahead and start going forward with things that you love. Because the way that you call them things, the way that you make your manifestations happen is by doing things that you love. I'm sorry guys, it's because I'm in the backyard, and well, I was doing the backyard too, but I found a whole thing of black widows, so I'm like trying not to like let them go over there. But yes, basically you need to go ahead and even if you feel that you're lonely, I'm getting that this is the time period to really make your dreams happen. The divine is separating you and isolating you, and now I'm hearing God's rejection is God's protection, because you're birthing something, and whether this be a child or something, but I'm getting more in the sense of what you want to create is not meant to be around people who could bring their energy and basically interfere, cause more delays. But the thing is, what I'm going to say here for you guys is whatever you're truly meant to do, whatever you're truly meant to go ahead and do, or what is for you, will always be for you and will always find its way for you. I say this in the infinite way for you. Vanilla wafers, to be significant, you could be eating some vanilla wafers. Okay, so bottom of the deck is, I'm gonna take this one like this. Ace of Pentacles. And I'm choosing to go ahead and let this be a little thing that you could always change your future. So I'm changing it upward for us, and I'm gonna say, well, regardless of what it is, it's still the Ace of Pentacles. The number 1, you guys could be seeing the number 11. But bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles, which is abundance, manifestation, opportunity, new career or financial opportunity, new venture, and prosperity. That's a confirmation as to what I was saying, because abundance is your birthright. You need to know that. So the first step here, or the first step that you need to do, is correct your mind. And is it going to take time? Yes. But you need to tell yourself that, you know what, I have been programmed. And believe it or not, majority, I want to say, of the world has been programmed to think that certain things are out of reach, or if you had a dream, your parents would probably be like, that's not possible, be realistic, go get a job that's going to actually suit you. And it's like, no, do what makes you happy, follow yourself. Because the trend, or the chain breakers, those who choose to believe in themselves, who are going to hear countless no's, who are going to hit a lot of walls, but are still persistent. At the moment you feel like, I can't do it no more, or you're about to give in the towel, things change. But it's about cleaning your head, changing your mind to know that, you know what, you can do anything you put your mind to. But it's also about, in a sense of you now putting in that work to do that, but to go ahead and utilize every day now. If you really want to make something of your life, if you want to do something, or if you want to call in the love, it's like, do the work on yourself first. Learn to love yourself 100%. Learn to be alone. Learn to be in the silence. Because ultimately, the only way you're going to get results is by you in the equation. Basically, you have to go forward. How do you expect to meet people if you're not putting yourself out there? How do you expect to go ahead and be the world's greatest author of a book if you're not writing that book? I've heard many no's in my life, but I've had an abundance of yeses in my life. So I need you guys to know that I am worthy. And I want you guys to say this. Say, I am worthy. But it's not about just saying these affirmations, it's about being them. So how do you be them? Go do what worthy people do. Have dignity in the sense of if someone wants to message you and say, hey, let's hook up. To each their own, but it's like, if that does not align with you, stay firm to your boundaries. No matter how hot they are, dear. Imagine. But yeah, guys, that is gonna be our little message right now, and you guys are not alone here. And this collective, in this community, I want you guys to know, if you guys reach out, I will definitely respond. And you guys are not just a collective, we are family here, and it's all love. And in my world, and I'm not lying, you guys will see things, my spirit guides always come through in some way or another, or there's little things and I go back into the videos, but here, you guys are the real deal. Here in this collective, we are the miracle bringers. And here in this collective, no matter how hard we got hit, no matter how many people came against us, we were the underdog. But let's just say we are favored, we are loved, and we always rise. Thank you, stargazers.